What happens when three architects of understated excellence finally share the same blueprint? Let's talk about it. What's going on, y'all? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything for Everybody. And today we'll be discussing the collaborative album by Larry June, Curren, and the Alchemist entitled Spiral Staircases. Collaborative rap albums often arrive preceded by expectation, especially when the participants have spent years orbiting one another through shared producers, guest verses, and parallel aesthetics. In this case, the convergence feels less like a marketing inevitability and more like a natural progression of a carefully curated ecosystem. Larry June and Curren have long operated in adjacent lanes which were measured, entrepreneurial, and self-possessed, while the Alchemist has served as an architect for both. From the Great Escape to Covert Coup, these relationships have been tested in isolation. Spiral Staircases simply completes the geometry. What is most striking about the album is not spectacle, but discipline. The Alchemist production once again favors negative space over clutter. Each sample is permitted to breathe, decay lingers, an extra beat, and percussion taps rather than strikes. On the song Stars on the Roof, a muted organ riff circles patiently beneath Larry's verse, evoking the stillness of a parked luxury car at dusk. The song Drive Alone stretches piano tones through reverb until they blur at the edges. The drums are simply content to mark time while the emcees narrate. These are rooms designed for reflection. The Alchemist has long specialized in this kind of architecture, but here the restraint feels especially intentional. The emotional temperament remains consistent, calibrated rather than volatile, creating a meditative continuity that rewards close listening. Larry June remains one of rap's most meticulous chroniclers of incremental success. His writing treats wealth not as fantasy, but as accounting. On the song Everything Allocated, he inventories expenses and assets with the composure of a CFO reading quarterly earnings. The boasts are impressive precisely because they are procedural, overhead managed, land renovated, generational wealth considered line by line. When he speaks of calculating in his sleep, it lands as credible testimony. His worldview fuses domestic tranquility with entrepreneurial vigilance. Sushi flown in, filet mignon on the deck, latex gloves counting hundreds in the kitchen. The sacred and the strategic coexist without contradiction. Even in moments of introspection, like on the song Palo Santo, when he recalls a one-way Greyhound and private doubts, the discipline of routine becomes salvation. The ritual of work replaces despair. The prayer is embedded in the process. Curren, by contrast, provides the album's quiet tension. His delivery remains unhurried, but the subject matter carries weight. On the song Drive Alone, he dissects envy within one's own circle with anthropological precision, tracing how resentment disguises itself as loyalty. The phrase genocide from your own side is delivered without theatrical emphasis, which only sharpens its impact. He is a master of tonal understatement. On the song 2PIG, chess metaphors and street parables coexist seamlessly with aesthetic reflections. The bar kaleidoscopes on a coffee table look at things from all angles. The coexistence of strategy and style defines his contribution. Even joy is complex. The song Stars on the Roof moves from celebration to contemplation without raising its voice. The album's title track offers its clearest thesis. Access is gated, success is earned, and the artistry is self-authored. Spiral Staircases, no prints, these are actual paintings because we actually made it. It is the declaration of autonomy. Wealth is portrayed not as noise but as infrastructure. Security gates, stash spots, quiet balconies where writing happens. Language about Ferraris and firearms run alongside language about children's futures and the dangers of careless speech. When Larry warns that loose words can become a noose, it reads less as paranoia and more as executive prudence. The Alchemist briefly steps to the microphone on the song Empty Pages, bending the album at a subtle angle and reminding listeners that this is a producer's-led universe. His presence reinforces the collaborative symmetry. Three veterans operating with a shared code of consistency. The record does not chase volatility, it refines atmosphere. Its virtue lies in cohesion. In an era that often rewards maximalism, Spiral Staircase opts for calibrated minimalism, a deliberate, well-furnished interior rather than a spectacle. If previous projects proved that these artists could thrive independently, this album demonstrates the elegance of convergence. It is not concerned with reinvention, it is concerned with polish. The result is a composed, mature statement from three craftsmen who understand that longevity is built not on dramatic leaps, but on disciplined ascent. But that's my time, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of Everything for Everybody. Let me know what you think about spiral staircases. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can stay in the loop. Until the next time, take care of yourself. Peace, and we out.